Stop. If your paint sounds like this, don't even think about polishing it just yet, because that rough sound is bonded contamination, which is still stuck to the surface even after washing your car. And if you decide to ignore it and continue polishing anyway, all you're going to be doing is dragging that contamination over the bodywork, causing more scratches and swells before you're properly started. So before we even think about polishing, I'm going to show you how to clay your car safely so the paintwork is smooth, clean and properly prepared for a glass-like finish.
Today we're covering a quick and easy way to repair your car's paint, so it's ready for polishing. Now this sub belongs to my friend Ollie, and to be honest, it was in a terrible state. So we offered to give it a free clean-up so he could enjoy using it over the summer. However, there was one big problem. The paint was absolutely diabolical.
Let me show you the difference straight away. So this section on the bonnet has been washed, but it hasn't been clayed. Have a listen. Now if we go over to this section where it has been clayed, if I rub my hands over it, it's completely silent.
It sounds intriguing, but how does it work?
The job of the clay bar is simple. It removes contamination that's bonded into the paintwork. You know, the stuff that washing alone simply cannot touch. Even when a car looks clean, you'll find the paint can still feel rough because those tiny contaminants are really embedded in the surface. And trust me on this one, if you do not clay bar your car and you jump straight in with a polish, the odds are you're really going to cock it up. So now you've seen what clay actually does, let me show you the safe process from start to finish. Before you start, you need to make sure you've either got a clay block, a clay mitt, or a clay bar. Now for the purposes of this video, we're going to be sticking with a clay bar. Now these come in 3 different grades, fine, medium and a heavy. I'll give you a quick rundown on all of them to bring you up to speed. So first we have the fine grade, which is the softest clay, and it's suitable for things like newer cars and routine detailing. It requires the least amount of effort and is least likely to scratch the clear coats. And then we have medium grade, which is suitable for cars with moderate contamination. It is good enough for overspray and it does work faster than your fine clay. However, it does require a light polish afterwards. And then you have the heavy grade clay, which is suitable for things like severe industrial fallout or heavy paint overspray. And because it is very firm, you will find it's pretty easy to mar the paint, which means extra caution is recommended.
You also need some microfiber cloths and a clay lube. Before you attempt the process, the car needs to be fully washed first, and you don't want to rub loose dirt across the paint. If you do find the car has heavy tar spots or iron fallout, I would remove as much of that as possible with chemicals first, because the less work the clay has to do, the safer it is for the paint. In fact, I've already made several videos that covers how to decontaminate your car, and I will leave a link in the description below.
For lubrication, the safest option is a dedicated clay lube or a quick detailer. But if you don't have either, there is a simple alternative using water and a small amount of car shampoo in a spray bottle. The key is you want to make sure that the panel you're working on feels nice and slick. So the second you feel the clay bar starts grabbing and dragging on that panel, you need to spray more immediately.
Okay, so now we're ready, right?
Before you jump straight in with a clay bar, it's really important you do a few things first. Number 1, break the clay bar up into smaller pieces, because if you dropped it on the floor, it's game over and at least you got some backup. Number 2, you need to make sure that you warm it up in your hands. This can take a good minute or so, and by doing it, you're giving the clay more flexibility. And it's that flexibility that helps it glide over the panel instead of dragging. Clay barring straightforward. I like to make sure that when I do this, I work on a small section at a time and I put plenty of lubrication down. So then we take our pre-warmed clay bar that we've just rubbed in our hands, so it should be nice and flexible to work with. And we're just going to gently glide the clay over the surface of the car. Now when you initially do this, you will feel this rough sound underneath the clay, and that's totally normal. That's just the contamination being picked up. So I'm basically working in a crisscross pattern. We're going from left to right. And then once we've got to the end of my imaginary square, we're going to flip the clay bar over and then we're going to go top to bottom. And by doing this, it basically gives us complete coverage of each block that we're going to work on. So for this bonnet, we're going to be dividing it into 8 blocks, which means that we can focus on this one, tick it off, then work on the next one. And by doing so, we've got a bit more control and at least we're not going to make any errors. Quite a lot of people ask me and say, how much pressure should you be applying? Now, I like to keep 3 fingers on top, keep my little finger and my thumb just slightly to the side, just to give it some support on the flat surfaces. Now, it's all well and good being gentle because that's what you're supposed to do. If you go too heavy with the pressure, you're going to end up marring the paint. But what about the sides of the cars? Because that's when you really need to have a bit of grip and you've got to have some control. So for me, I like to make sure I've got my thumb underneath, and unfortunately you can't have a flat hand and just work it on there, because ultimately all that's going to happen is you're going to drop it on the floor in a matter of seconds. Remember, we got lubricant here, so it gets in between your fingers and the clay bar, so your grip is greatly reduced.
All you need to do then is spray water on the remaining residue and wipe away.
This is really cool because this section at the front hasn't been clayed. Have a listen, it sounds really rough, it feels rough as well. And now if we go over here to the section that I've just clayed, it's like glass. It's unbelievable. By the way, it's not just paintwork that you can use a clay bar on. I like to always use it on my glass because the last thing you want to do is have squeaky wiper blades, and this is just one of those methods that will help you reduce it from happening. And it also makes a great prep if you're going to be applying any sort of glass coating.
As a tool for prepping glass, you cannot beat a clay bar, and I would say it's one of the best out there. But what happens once you've used it?
Funnily enough, I've still got some clay from a job I did a few weeks ago, and I just want to show you how dirty this is. So if you look close, that is disgusting. So at that point, I can't really use this again. So that is one of the drawbacks of having clay. Once you've used it on, say, 1 or 2 cars, that's it. You pretty much can't use it again.
Okay, so it may not be completely cost effective, but is there a better solution?
For those of you who don't like the idea of using a clay bar, I can understand, because nobody wants to get chemicals on their hands and not everybody enjoys the faffing about and the worry if they drop it on the floor. There are some other alternatives such as a clay block and a clay mitt. Now, I've been using these for as long as I can remember, and you know what? I think they're utterly brilliant. For moderate contamination, you're going to have no problems with these. The only one that I wouldn't really recommend is a clay towel, because they're incredibly thin. Whereas when you've got the clay mitt and you've got a clay block, if you did apply a little bit extra pressure than you should do, you'll find that that cushioning will be able to absorb some of that pressure, meaning there's less risk of scratches. If you're new to the world of car detailing and perhaps you want to know the complete step-by-step guide to washing your car, even to get it to this stage, then you're in luck, because this video breaks down everything you need to know, including what tools to use and how to use them. And it's packed full of useful information, so go give it a watch right here.